moving sucks. That's all I'm gonna say. What do you have to say about it, Ashton? Our super messy apartment.
Yeah. Go buy our stuff on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Chandler. I'm a recovering attorney and an avid adventurer.
And I'm Ashton, former nanny. I don't know what else I want to be. We're gonna figure it out.
And this is our dog Millie. She is a 1-year-old Scottish Terrier with a lot of personality. For years, we were working the corporate grind in New York City. Even though we were making a lot of money and living what many people would consider to be the high life, we often found that free time was non-existent. That's where Vandit came in. Vandit is a 1999 Dodge Ram van conversion. Now we are traveling the country trying to steal as many tomorrows as we can before the real world catches up.
Everybody talks about like getting rid of all your stuff and minimalism and moving into a van, and that's all good. We've also got soothing background music because we're trying to enjoy our TV one last time, but it stinks. Like, it's not great getting rid of all your stuff. It's kind of sad. So we're in the middle of process of doing all that.
Winter had finally arrived in New York City. Fortunately, Millie loved the snow more than Ashton and I ever could. We were also focused on the monumental task of getting rid of 90% of our belongings.
Beautiful apartment.
Vandit was not a large van to begin with, so storage was limited, and our apartment had been Ashton and I's first home as a married couple, so we had a lot of keepsakes and other items that unfortunately wouldn't make the cut. With a couple of months of perspective, I can honestly say that we're both glad to have fewer things bogging us down, but that didn't make it hurt any less to see our hard-earned possessions fall to the wayside. Once again, Millie helped us keep entertained and kept our spirits up. Ashton and I also tried to sneak in some fun when we could.
We're officially at the party stage of getting rid of things, even though I am completely styling. Ashton's not a fan. You just shoot me. Ow! Can't see out of these things. Hey, so, look, it's still super messy, but it is starting to be empty mess without any furniture instead of completely full mess with furniture. So we're slowly but surely ticking through it.
Nope. You want to see all my money?
We got wads of cash
We got lots
that
of
we're
money.
gonna put right into the bank so that we can pay for gas.
So it's gas money.
Gas money so that we can make it down to Tampa. We've just, I mean, we've more than paid for our gas to Tampa. You know, hopefully this will take us pretty far along the road with the money we've made from selling things. And the thing that's great is we really didn't expect to make any money selling our stuff.
We were thinking we were gonna have to drop all of our stuff on the side of the road or good
Right. I mean, that's what we've done previous times we've moved. We've just given it away or thrown it away. But selling it and stuff, you know, $5 or $10 here, actually. It actually adds up. We've made, I mean, we'll tell you later in the video how much we've made total, but it's, you know, it's the small things. They definitely add up when you're trying to live this lifestyle. Ashton's thinking of taking a side gig as a dancer, you know.
Can make $20 a minute with this dance.
Oh yeah. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're keeping warm. As you can see behind me, this is actually where the sun comes up. So usually at this time of morning, there'd be sunlight just streaming through and making this impossible, but it's kind of a nice view. Even though it does mean it's like sleeting and snowing outside. So I just got done taking Millie for her morning walk, which is always fun. A little cold this morning, but that's okay. And we're looking at the news weather. and the news weather. We're looking at the weather, and it's supposed to snow all the way down the eastern seaboard for our trip. That means snow from Charleston, South Carolina, all the way up to New York. I mean, it's gonna be cold next week. We're gonna have to see how this whole thing works. I think we're still going for it, but with no heat in the van especially, this is gonna be a gold one.
As if to drive home the point, the weather in New York City once again soured, and we received a massive blizzard. We didn't know this at the time, but February 2021 would end up being the 8th snowiest February in the history of New York City, so it was certainly an unusual weather month. This all had the effect of making our journey to Tampa difficult. Over half of the days in February, 15, featured either rain or snow, which made finding a weather window particularly difficult. Remember, our only heating source was an emergency propane heater. Thanks, Mom. So we had to be careful when considering driving conditions. With packing slowly progressing and the weather clearing for a day, we made our way to Blue Mountain for one more walk. We were excited to experience the sunny beaches of Florida, but we couldn't deny the beauty of the woods in the winter. As an added bonus, we essentially had the mountain to ourselves because of the weather conditions. Put in a new bridge here. It's kind of an interesting feat for winter. Oh, this is new, hon. Smile for the new bridge.
Don't like it.
Why? This is a pretty bridge, though.
I was gonna say it's a nice one, but I don't like it.
That you can't kick your feet over it. Millie's having a great time. We're having a great time. This is...
Come on,
This is one of those days. One of those good ones. We're so excited that we have access to this. It's made living in the city just heaps better. Yeah. Just being able to get out and explore. Hard to talk about it. As we left the mountain for the last time, it felt like we were going home when we stepped into the Bandit. The journey was only days away, and it seemed like we could physically feel the anticipation building.
Here we go. We're about to brave the storm. Ready, Millie? She wants this. It'll be fun.
That was cold. The city nearly shut down in the face of yet another blizzard, but we selfishly couldn't help but see our dreams of making it to Tampa in time for the Super Bowl blow away in the swirling snow. The trip would be postponed, but hopefully not for long. There wasn't much for Ashton and I to do other than keep packing and keep watching the weather, with an eye towards that elusive weather window.
So we're watching the Super Bowl. It looks like Tampa would have been an awesome place to be. Ashton is
Over it.
embroidering, I guess. Looks way nicer than it is here in New York, though. So the weather's also really bad. So we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do there, but we'll see. I think if we decide it's safe, we'll go for it. Otherwise, I mean, we have time. We're in no rush, so we'll do what makes sense, but I'm excited to go. And since we're kind of moving down to Tampa, that's our adopted hometown, so we're rooting for the Buccaneers tonight. And Ashton is rooting for her bracelet. Also, ignore the clutter in our apartment. I swear we're trying to clean it and get it all organized before we leave. Millie also loves the Super Bowl.
Clearly.
She's having so much fun. So the game got boring a long time ago, but luckily, Ashton is creating bracelets. Look at this. My sweet, sweet OLED 4K TV. I am going to miss you so much. Do you have any last words, Ashton?
I'm gonna miss it.
What about you, Millie? Not much, huh? Millie, not on the rug. You can use your towel, but not on the rug. No, not that rug either.
One small advantage to the nasty weather was a series of gorgeous sunsets. I've tried to sprinkle them throughout the video so you can appreciate them like we did. After pushing back our schedule by nearly 2 weeks, I saw something in the forecast that started to look promising. The chance of snow for the next 2 to 3 days had lowered to 5 to 10%, and the Chesapeake area of Virginia was forecasted to stay above freezing. This would allow us to potentially make it south before the next snowstorm came. It would be risky, but after weeks of waiting, we were willing to risk snow to make the small weather window. In celebration, and perhaps as a final goodbye to New York City, we walked the Brooklyn Bridge with our good friend Kyle, who had also given us a great cookbook for van life. Thanks, Kyle. I'm sure you are all as relieved as we were to experience our last train ride as we headed north to pick up the van. We were hopeful but a little nervous to get the van underway. Our starter had previously given us problems, but fortunately, other than a massive snowbank, we had a smooth experience getting the van out. It felt a little odd to have bought a ticket north with no return ticket, but we finally had the van at full time. Alright, so we've entered what is most likely the hardest 48 hours of this whole process. We finally got the van from Portland for the last time. How does that make you feel, sweetie?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. We had to bust out of a snowbank, but as a good omen, she started on the first turn of the key. I think the van's ready to get going. So we're driving back down to the city. We're gonna load her up today, and then we're gonna get on the road. The adventure starts here. We're driving a straight line south from Portland to Tampa, Florida, and probably even further south eventually. But we're van life, baby. We're van life. All right, guys. Guess what? It is officially moving day. As you can see, the apartment is not clean. It's not ready. But I mean, we've got, yeah, so we're coming back in a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks. We're gonna deal with the rest of this stuff, a lot of the cleaning, Hey, Millie. But yeah, I mean, we're also, once we have everything cleaned up here in a couple weeks, we're gonna do a full-on video tour of the apartment. By the way, somehow all of this stuff is gonna go in the van. We're gonna see. But yeah, so keep a lookout here. In a little while, we're gonna do a full video tour. In fact, by the time this gets posted, we might have already filmed a video tour, and we'll probably upload that pretty quick after we finish it. Moving is hard.
Moving sucks.
Yeah, this has definitely been the worst part of this whole experience by a mile. And the thing is we got rid of tons of stuff and we still have a lot of stuff. I feel like unlike a lot of people, we have no family, no friends, no storage here. So everything was either throw it away or it fits in our van. So I don't know. It's, I just wanted to show you guys kind of the empty apartment. The progress that has been made. We're pretty proud of it. Although you guys might look at this and be like, this is a complete mess. Ashton has worked tirelessly. We were up to like 3 in the morning trying to get stuff done because we're horrible procrastinators.
Ain't that the truth?
So much stuff still to put in the van. So much more to do. But we're about to go get the van. We're gonna go get the van. We're gonna see what we can fit, and we're gonna see. It's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be crazy, but you know, we love the adventure.
If I were to describe what happened next in one word, it would be chaos. Pure chaos. Our apartment complex didn't have a dedicated unloading zone to bring our stuff down, so we spent a couple of hours arguing with construction workers and mall staff about where our van needed to be. After a stomach-churning loading experience, we were delighted that everything fit in the van, albeit with our suspension riding a bit lower than we were comfortable with. Then we had the unenviable task of navigating New York City traffic towards the Bronzo Narrows Bridge. We needed to cross 3 major bridges before we could really consider the first leg of the trip a success. After crossing into Staten Island, we made the jump into New Jersey. From there, we would turn south down the New Jersey Turnpike and try to drive as quickly as possible before any snow could stop us. Finally, we needed to cross a 3rd bridge from New Jersey into Delaware. It's hard to describe how we felt as we crossed the final bridge and turned south toward Delaware. We had a full week-long trip ahead of us on the road to Tampa, but we were confident the van that would get us home. Thinking back over the last 3.5 months of van ownership, it was a little hard to believe we were actually driving across the Susquehanna and preparing to live on the road full time. Ashton had quit her job while I had taken a couple of weeks of vacation to facilitate our trip south. With each passing mile, I felt more questions enter my mind. Are we really doing this? Am I ready to quit my job? What happens if the van breaks down? Ultimately, I just switched off my brain and switched on the music. We were on the road now. Bandit was chugging along and Millie was content. The thing I'd come to realize about van life over the last couple of months was that life doesn't need to happen on a schedule. What really matters is living in the moment and making the most of every day we have. So, with 4 good tires underneath us, we crossed the final bridge and into our new reality. We were officially van lifers. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and a comment. It really helps our channel out. Also, please subscribe and ring that notification bell to see more of our adventures.
The bracelet might be too small.
I think it's too small.
Uh-oh. We'll try again and get back to you on the bracelet. Okay, it looks like the Patriots are gonna win the Super Bowl.
Patriots?
The Buccaneers.